Appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow, that boy Jason. Let me see. Alright, let's see. We're gonna start with this shit right here. And it said he shot a cop and got ventilated. Yeesh. Outside of that, what it was.
Do not listen to that.
Just vibing, bro.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, bro, just vibing.
Stop! 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 Stop!
How you been, bro?
Hi everyone, Donut here. Today we've got two stories that are perfect examples of what happens when violent idiots are allowed to roam around doing whatever they want until somebody finally ends up dead. First, we've got a suspect in Minnesota who turns a simple car prowler call into a point-blank gunfight with police after officers tried multiple times to take him into custody without killing him. But first, a word from my sponsor, First Form. I've used First Form.
Bruh.
My favorite product that they have is their meat sticks. I will put their meat in my mouth all day long. 18 grams of protein. These are delicious. My favorite are teriyaki barbecue and the jalapeno cheddar. And guess what? You can get a free pack of their meat to put in your mouth. Right now, if you go to firstform.com/donut and order any supplement, you get 1 pack of meat sticks for free. Firstform.com/donut. First up, let's go to New York City, where the subways are so dangerous that now people are dying on their way to get on the subway.
Welcome to New York.
A 76-year-old retired teacher is walking
up,
towards
eh?
a subway station in broad daylight when this absolute psycho walks up behind him and launches him down a massive concrete staircase for no reason whatsoever. And when I say massive
Hold on.
teacher is walking towards a subway station in broad daylight when this absolute psycho walks up behind him and launches him down a massive concrete staircase for no reason whatsoever. And when I say walks up behind him and launches him down a massive concrete staircase for no reason whatsoever. And when I say massive staircase, I mean it. That is a horrifying way to die. Concrete stairs, metal railings, no chance to catch yourself, and the victim basically disappears all the way to the bottom. Now, the really infuriating part is it wasn't some
This the man, bro. Yo, it was good, Forex. This is the man, bro. This the man that did this crime. Sure.
random guy nobody had ever dealt with before. This dude already had a history of violence, multiple arrests, assault cases, resisting arrest, burglary, and had literally just been picked up by police hours earlier after acting, wouldn't you guess it, crazy in public.
Of course.
And despite all of that, he was still roaming around Manhattan free as a bird until somebody finally ended up dead. Like a broken record reading these stories every single week about big cities, especially New York, man. Before we get into our main shooting, I've got something that's pretty funny. Has to do with New York also. You guys know who Mondani is, right? You know, a guy that doesn't give a f about New Yorkers. Well, Mayor Mondani decided he wanted to be a Twitch streamer. And just like running a city, he has no idea how to be a Twitch streamer. This means that he did not know he should have gotten some moderators for his chat. Oh, and his chat was full of many colorful things. I'm having to blur this because the majority of the things being posted are images of, let's say, dudes inside dudes. There's also a couple of wieners with the goo coming out. This continued throughout the entire stream. All right, we're all here for shootings. Let's get on to our main story. What makes this a crazy one is officers actually tried really hard not to shoot this dude. Like unbelievably hard considering he literally pulls a handgun and starts shooting at cops. Richfield, Minnesota, April 29, 2026, 3:24 a.m. Richfield police officers respond to reports of a suspicious man creeping around vehicles in a neighborhood. You know, one of those definitely not doing anything legal at 3 in the morning calls. A few minutes later, officers checking the area spotted a vehicle sitting open, which is usually a pretty solid indicator your neighborhood crack goblin is nearby. You know, one of those crack goblins that likes to try and steal the catalytic converters from underneath police cars while they're moving. And then one of the sergeants spots the suspect walking down the street, and the second the suspect notices police, he immediately takes off running. Or he was just jogging. But contrary to popular belief, running from police is usually not something innocent people do at 3:30 in the morning while wandering around open vehicles that don't belong to them in a neighborhood they don't live in.
I have that mail. Walking north on Oliver.
Nah.
Stop right there.
Oh.
He's running southbound. Westbound through the lot. Towards Penn. Yep, go around.
The officer bells out and starts chasing after him while calling out the suspect's description over the radio.
Orange shorts, white shoes, black male, backpack. South on Penn.
Now at this point, this is still just a foot chase. Nobody's getting beaten, nobody's getting shot at, and officers don't even have their guns out yet. Look at a good old-fashioned foot chase. Hell yeah, get that cardio in, boys. Well, another officer cuts the suspect off from the side with a taser drone, a giant yellow electricity gun specifically designed to not kill people.
Stop! Police! Stop! Get down on the ground! Down on the ground! Let me see your hands!
So right here, the suspect has multiple chances to stop this entire situation. He could have laid down, surrendered, taken the taser ride, and gone to jail like every other idiot caught breaking into cars at 3 in the morning, or stealing catalytic converters from moving police cars. Instead, he decides to speed run, ruining everybody's night.
Stop! Police, you're under arrest! Stop right there! Stop! Stop!
Got him. Oh.
The first officer tackles him, both of them hit the ground, they wrestle around for a second, and then the suspect manages to shove the officer backwards. Now watch this carefully because this happens fast.
Stop!
This right here is why the shooting happened, not because of race.
This man is a menace to society, bro. This is not a YN. This is an NY. This is a nigga young. This is a man who never grew up. This is a man who's stuck. You understand? He's stuck. Wow. Wow.
Those officers rolled up shooting immediately, and not because anybody was executed, as the family attorney says. This dude pulled a handgun and pointed it directly at an officer after police had already tried to take him into custody using non-lethal force. Well, then he shoots the cop.
Stop!
Oh, he shot the cop? Oh!
The round hits the officer in the wrist area, and you can actually see him recoil and fall backwards trying to get away from the gunfire. At that exact moment, the second officer realizes the suspect is actively trying to murder his partner and immediately transitions from taser to pistol. He sees lethal, so he switches from non-lethal to lethal.
Stop! He's got a gun! He's got a gun!
Oh! Done.
Then, while lying wounded on the ground, the officer who was just shot manages to pull his own sidearm and return fire too. What a stud.
Ah!
Oh, yeah, he's done. Oh!
20 shots fired, officer down.
Now the suspect finally goes down. Both officers retreat around the corner of a building because they still don't know if the threat is completely over yet. That part kind of gets overlooked sometimes. Even after getting shot, the officers still had the awareness to disengage, communicate, and get to cover instead of just collapsing in the middle of the open.
I'm shot! I'm shot!
God.
I'm shot! Get back,
You
get
know.
back! Ah!
Hey.
I'm shot!
Mario, get down.
Tourniquet!
I got you, Mario.
Tourniquet!
Got you. Hold him. Got him. I got him.
Tourniquet!
Nah, bro, taking forever with that tourniquet, bro. Like, what
Just
the
stay
heck?
there.
2525, I'm shot!
I got bullets too. Where you hit? Arm?
Right arm!
Got you.
You can hear the wounded officer tell the other officer he's been hit, and almost immediately they start getting a tourniquet on his arm. Thankfully, the officer survived and the suspect did not. Now, after the footage came out, attorneys representing the suspect's family started questioning whether the officers had fired too many rounds. Look, I understand the families want answers and airbrush t-shirts. Nobody wants to lose someone they care about, but the body cam footage is pretty brutally clear here. This wasn't all dude just because he's a black guy, or he matched the description, or because blue man bad. This started as a basic suspicious person call, then a foot pursuit, then an attempted taser apprehension.
Damn, that boy
And
is
then
fried,
only
though.
after the suspect pulled
He
a
literally had
handgun and
tasers
shot
on
a
him, bro. He
cop did
literally
this
killed
turn
himself.
deadly. That escalation matters because people keep acting like officers arrived there looking for a gunfight when in reality they were actively trying to avoid one right up until the suspect forced it into existence. As far as the 20 shots is excessive argument goes,
real,
once
bro,
somebody
I
starts
don't
shooting at
understand.
police at point
Like,
blank range,
I'm
officers
telling
are trained
you,
to shoot
the
until
way
the
the
threat
world is being
stops. Still, the
structured
threat
right
is not
now,
moving
listen.
anymore. Not shooting
I ain't gonna
once
lie,
and hope
bro,
the
I
magical
really-
power
I'm
of
starting
friendship
to
fixes
think it's a
everything.
fool
And that
weed,
becomes
yo.
even more true once one of the
Bro,
officers has already been
At
wounded.
this
Let me know
point,
what you
bro.
think about this shooting in
Yo,
the
chat, y'all don't think it's the food we eat, like low key, and that's how like the government that ass like controls us?
Comments below. Do you think the police shot too fast? Could they have done anything different? Could they have packed a big metal thermos full of hot cocoa with those little dehydrated marshmallows for the suspect and asked him nicely not to shoot them? Leave it in the comments. If you want to help support the channel, you can go on over to pepperbox.tv and subscribe. All my videos.
Donut operator. W donut operator. Love that guy. W. I got another donut operator video too.
Put it up, put it up.
Hi everyone, Donut here. Today we've got a motorcycle rider in Canada trying to break atmosphere, followed by a suspect in Florida who gets completely surrounded by detectives and decides to shoot at them anyway. I mean, this dude had officers in front of him, behind him, on the side of him, weapons pointed at him, nowhere to go, and still thought, yeah, let me shoot my way out of this. But before we get into all of that, let's hear a word from my sponsor. You ever hear of a BMW collide at an intersection? And when I say collide, I mean the motorcycle almost escapes into orbit. The bike hits the BMW, launches into the air, and somehow ends up hanging from the traffic light pole by the front wheel.
No, you can't park there.
I have never seen anything like.
Yo, what the nigga?
Into orbit. The bike hits the BMW, launches into the air, and somehow ends up hanging from the traffic light pole by the front wheel.
No, you can't park there.
I have never seen anything like that. I have seen a junior sailor though get thrown into the roof of a Taco Bell and shredded. 19-year-old I knew bought a Hayabusa and was doing like $130, ran right into a Taco Bell, went through the ceiling, was in pieces everywhere. Be careful out there, young men. Don't buy those. Motorcycles are fun, I get it. They're fast, they're loud, they make you feel cool. You should see how cool Brandon Herrera looks when he rides his motorcycle, wearing no helmet and flip-flops. But the part is that people forget on a bike you're not surrounded by airbags, doors, crumple zones, and a seatbelt. You are the crumple zone, and you're surrounded by fucking retards. Delta Police did say speed was a factor in this crash. No.
Yo, look at the bike, bro. That shit's stuck.
Delta Police. The motorcyclist, not to be confused with a cyclist, those people who don't go to heaven, was seriously injured though. Somehow those injuries were non-life threatening. They just got messed up pretty bad. The BMW driver, just like any time that someone pulls out in front of someone on a motorcycle and almost kills them or does kill them, oh, they weren't hurt. The dude on the motorcycle not dying is insane because looking at the footage, I would have guessed the motorcycle rider got transformed into atoms, like completely obliterated, combobulated. You know, like he was a bodyguard for Maduro when Delta was coming after him. Straight melted. They had to bring you back to Cuba in a shoebox. And this is why intersections are one of the worst places to be doing motorcycle guy activities. Car turns left. As always, people misjudge distance. Drivers don't always see you because you're a little speck. And if you're moving way faster than traffic expects, nobody has.
What would I do if something like that? Like, what would I do if you were the driver and something like this, you did something like this? Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, yo.
React. Rider survived, which is great. Nobody in the BMW got hurt, which is also okay. But if you ride, please take this as your daily reminder that speed plus intersections equals a very quick meeting with whatever religion your family pretends to believe in during holidays. Now for our main story, where a suspect gets surrounded by a bunch of very motivated deputies and somehow still decides, you know what, I should just start shooting at them. This is one of those body cam videos where every possible option was available to this guy. He could have surrendered, he could have put the gun down, he could have complied and let the court system deal with it. Instead, he picks option number 4, getting turned into a human dream catcher by multiple deputies at once. April 22nd, 2026, Jacksonville, Florida, around 5:30 a.m. Earlier that morning, officers responded to a shooting where 2 people are hit by gunfire. 1 victim dies and the other is left in critical condition. Kind of sounds like we got a dangerous guy.
This man's a menace to society, bro. Said I'm running off.
Loose. Investigators quickly identify a suspect who also already has an outstanding warrant from a previous theft case back in December of 2025.
He is a bad guy.
A specialized Jacksonville Sheriff's Office unit called the Community Problem Response Unit starts tracking him down, eventually locating his vehicle parked outside a residence. Officers set up surveillance and wait for several hours until they finally see him come outside and get into the car. And this next part is important because that wasn't some random chaotic encounter. That was planned. Officers set up a tactical vehicle block specifically designed to trap the suspect vehicle from the front and the rear so he couldn't escape. Remember, this guy's already shot 2 people and killed 1. The officers, knowing this, execute this thing beautifully.
It was perfect.
Put it up.
As soon as the vehicle stopped, the officer in front jumps out immediately, gets his weapon up, sees the gun in the suspect's hand, and starts giving commands for the suspect to drop the damn gun. Now I wanted to pause right there because this suspect is completely boxed in. Front blocked, rear blocked, multiple armed officers around him. This is the part where a smart person realizes that the game is over. But instead of surrendering, the suspect fires 2 rounds directly at the detectives in front of him.
Put it up. Put it up.
Oh, he's running. Oh, he's running. Oh, shit.
Right there is the exact moment this situation goes from arrest operation to every officer here is now fighting for their life. The officer whose body cam we're watching starts firing immediately, then falls back to avoid getting hit, while the other officers around the car react almost instantly. Now let's switch angles because this next body cam really shows how unbelievably terrible this decision was for that suspect.
Alright, he's gonna get cooked on bro. Oh, he's over there cooked. That body. Oh my God. Yo, overkill? Shit. Nigga, fuck, he's dead.
The sergeant is positioned directly behind the suspect vehicle, and the second he sees rounds fired at the officer in front, he starts dumping rounds into the car from the rear. And now the suspect is trapped inside what is basically becoming a rolling microwave of bullets. Rounds are coming through the windshield, rounds are coming through the back glass, deputies and detectives moving from multiple angles, and somehow the suspect still decides to try and get out of the vehicle. I genuinely do not know what the plan was there. You were surrounded by some studs who just watched you shoot at one of them. There is no my bad, guys, after that move. Now, while all of this is happening, another officer moves up from the side of the vehicle and joins the gunfight.
Got him. Damn, Boom, down right away.
Okay, it's time for a look at another body cam because this angle really shows how overwhelming the response was.
Man, get back here.
Look at the car getting absolutely shredded from both directions, front and back. Now, after the shooting stops, deputies and detectives move in to secure the suspect and clear the car. Inside the car, they recover the handgun along with 2 shell casings. Turns out the guy only got those first 2 shots off. That pretty heavily confirms what we already watched happen on body cam. The suspect absolutely fired those 2 rounds at the officer before officers returned fire. The suspect somehow is pronounced dead at the scene, probably because of the bullets. As for the officers involved, there is still an administrative investigation underway, which is standard for an officer-involved shooting. But I think most normal human beings can probably agree on this one. If police surround your car, order you to drop the gun, and instead you decide to start shooting at them through the windshield, what happens next is very likely going to become a closed casket situation. That's all I have for you fine people today. If you want to help support the channel, please go check out Crime is Fun. That's my new long-form story format channel. It's in a podcast.
I'm gonna be reacting to more donut video. That shit was crazy, child. You seen how, yo, like.